Good afternoon and welcome to Travel and no, that's not Travel and Cruise Industry News. Rewind. Good afternoon and welcome to Cruise Amigos. And we do have a tardy amigo that popped in. Hi, tardy amigo Martin. Let me think. I gotta remember what do I do to get rid of that? There we go.
That's better.
Okay, so we're gonna put Martin up here and put me in the bottom today. Okay, now let's see if I can get this right. We have Amigo John.
Me.
I got a finger that stuck up his, and we have Amigo Martin. My finger doesn't go that way. My finger doesn't go across the pond, Martin.
How many times have we heard that? So,
welcome to the Cruise Amigos on a nutty day.
Nutty.
So, what's happening with you, Martin?
Just same old. Nothing interesting this week. Just getting on, and although amazingly, why did you have a witch on then?
What?
I'm hearing an echo, guys. Is anybody else hearing an echo?
Echo.
Is there an echo? Is there? Oh, it must be my new headset. Hang on then. Bear with me just one moment.
Do you have a headset on? Boy,
yeah, I've got my new ear.
Oh, you got earbuds.
So, let's just put that on to.
We have Martin playing. Why did you do that? Did you do that, John? Something sounds terrible. Staticky. I assume that is all coming from Martin. Would you say that's correct, John? I can't hear John. No, that's terrible. John, I can't hear you either. Are you talking? No. We can't hear John. There, now I can hear Martin. What did you just do?
You can hear me now.
I can hear Martin without weirdness. I can't hear John. No. No audio for John. Your mic is off. Your mic is showing as muted. Unmute mic. Can I do that? Unmute. Can't unmute your guest. The mic isn't connected.
How about now?
There we go.
That's better.
And maybe we should go back and say, hey, welcome to the Cruise Amigos Live without bursting your eardrums.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, I had before we were attacked with statikitis. That's a new disease. Oh no, hell no! I got to change this back. I was doing this. I had Martin up top. I was underneath.
I don't mind being a top occasionally.
I have, yeah. It's nice. What's a great
waiting for that.
All right, I was saying before we were attacked by the whatever the hell that was. A nutty cruise day. Martin, I don't know if did you get the news here the last hour? Well, it happened just at the end of my show. Royal Caribbean has now removed pre-cruise testing on short cruises in the U.S.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, cruises up to 6 days. As of the 8th of August, no more pre-cruise testing. They are considering removing vaccination also back requirements. That they've given no date for that, but that is on the drawing board. And I feel certain that the next major thing from them will be to go from 6 days on up without the pre-cruise testing.
I imagine it'll probably be about another 6 weeks, 8 weeks before they do that. They'll do a bit.
I don't think it's going to be that long.
You know, I think they'll do a bit of research like P&O and other cruise lines have done first, just to see if it increases and things. But we said this last week, didn't we? That, you know, things are moving so rapidly.
Yep. Well, this one was, I'm not really surprised. It caught me off guard, needless to say. They didn't have it on my show. They could have either done it 45 minutes earlier, so I'd had time to have it on my show today. Of course, I threw up a quick video on breaking news. So I've got it on my channel.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I can round up a few people to make some comments on this by my show tomorrow. That would be nice.
I knew it was coming. I knew the celebrity in Royal Caribbean had something in the offering before the end of the month. I just knew, because everybody else is doing it. So they weren't going to be left behind, because if they do, then they're just going to lose the sales, you know, because people will want to book, you know. I know there's a lot of people out there that we mentioned last week that don't want them to drop the testing, but I think it's more the testing. They're going to ask you to do a test before, and it's going to be the onus is on you, you know, to be a good cruiser and do your test. And if you're positive, you don't travel, you know. I think, you know, in a good way, that's great, but it's how many people are going to be that honest. Let's hope that the cruise community out there, we all know that the slightest thing can affect it very easily. So let's hope everyone clubs together and goes, you know what, it may have gone, but I'll do my test. If I'm positive, I'm not going to travel.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah. So, yeah, I think, Tom, you're right. They are hungry for customers. You know, they've had nearly 3 years of like minimal like income, you know, and there's got to come at that point where everyone goes, enough, you know, we need to get back to normal, you know, and it's, when is that right moment? I think it's, for different people, it's different points down the line. Oh, he's doing my head in with that when he keeps disappearing. You know, but, you know, it's, at the end of the day, yeah, they are businesses and they've got to start to make a profit. How do we get Chillie on with 2 angles?
Got to have 2 cameras.
Yeah, well, see, that was what happened. I think John must have clicked on my other camera from my other computer, which is what I use to follow the chat room.
Ah, right.
So
okay.
it has its own camera, which I don't use, but John has access to that, and he clicked on it. And so, yeah.
Except I didn't. My video thing is a separate box over here that has nothing to do with your picture. But
oh yeah, it wasn't you.
If you want to blame me, I'll take the blame. No problem. I have
hell,
John's fault.
Yeah.
Could I have done that on my own? I don't see how.
Who knows?
What was that about Emily? I'm isolated in my room at the moment and have 3 windows. So, is Emily? What's happened with Emily?
Emily's isolated in her room at the moment.
Yeah, Emily has had a little bout with COVID.
Oh.
Is that just around and about, or has she been on holiday, traveling?
Well, she was on a trip and is back home now, and I think tested positive.
Right.
Hi, Nikki.
Yeah, but this, you know, you don't have to isolate over here. So, but is it now we're testing too much? You know, we should just, if you get a cold, you get a cold, and that's what COVID is. It's a cold. You know?
Well, it's. I think it's still more than that over here, with the variant that we are getting hit with now. Seems to have a little more teeth.
Right.
But you know, I'm not going to change much of anything that I'm doing. I carry my mask all the time. I don't use it much anymore. Yeah, I might tipsy a little. No, I don't do the smoking business. That's you, John. Smoking that pot
I don't
on the
smoke.
pot form.
A pot form, not a platform, a pot form.
A pot. I've talked too much today, guys. My lips are worn out.
Your lips are worn out.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely worn out.
Said no
I wanna
prostitute
know.
ever.
People out there that are now seeing what's happening, is it stopping them booking? As people put the brakes on and gone, actually, no, I'm not going to book anything. I'm going to see what's going to happen. We can't go down that route. Remember the last time we went down the duck route?
Yeah, I'm thinking, of course, Royal Caribbean's in their statement today said that the people have been not booking because of the hassle to do the pre-cruise testings.
I believe that.
48 hours.
Yeah,
I think that's probably true. So
yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, yeah, Lizzie Lou's got a Royal Caribbean one coming up. Got to order them a test for the family. Was hoping they'd drop supervised tests as they're costly for a family of 4. Yeah, this is the problem, you see. But you're going to have, if you're doing a cruise for 6 nights, you don't have to test. But if you're doing one for 7 nights, you have to test. What's that 1 day difference? Why have they gone that 1 day difference?
And I think it's 5 to 6. I think 6 days you have to test. 5 days you don't.
Right. Okay. So 6 to 7 days. What's the difference?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree. That's why I think it's probably going to be shorter, that they'll go on and just do away with the pre-cruise testing rather than wait it out. Now, I think they're going to wait it out. I don't think the vaccination requirement's going to change anytime soon.
I think, vaccinations is a great way. I know it's hard for people who are not vaccinated, but, if you're vaccinated, if you get it, because if the vaccination doesn't stop you getting it, it just means you get it at a milder rate, and I think they need to keep that. I don't think they'll drop the vaccination till maybe back end of the year, beginning of next year, maybe, depending on what happens this winter.
Well, one of the things, and that's something that I'm going to have to overcome. I have been comfortable on cruise ships because I knew that most everyone, at least 95%, was vaccinated.
Yeah.
And of course, they also had the pre-cruise testing. So I was very comfortable. Is the pre-cruise testing, will I lose some comfort? I don't know till I'm on a cruise again.
Mm.
But if you pull the vaccine requirement off and the testing requirement off, then I'm going to be very possibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I look at it, and after doing a lot of these cruises over the last 2 years, where we restrict on what we have to do, and now it's been relaxed and things like that. I've not physically travelled without having to have the testing yet, because MSC have still got theirs in place at the moment. But I look at this testing policy, and it's like they give you a window. So it's a window of 48 hours, 72 hours. So I could do my test today, be getting on the cruise on Saturday, but I could go shopping tomorrow and catch it.
Sure, of course.
It's not a robust thing to stop people, and it's a hard one. I think it's a lot of it's a tick box. We've done X, Y, Z to make sure this ship, when it's set sail at that moment in time, 95% of the people we know have tested, and 100% of people have tested, they've not got it, or they didn't have it at that one point. It's hard. It really is hard. But I am in the volition that now we do need to go back to getting a bit of normality.
All right. Well, let me tell you exactly the wording from Royal Caribbean. Let me slide down here. The company is possibly going to, that's on the vaccination, that are possibly considering it. The requirement will initially be removed for vaccinated guests sailing on cruises up to 6 days in length, guests that have not been vaccinated, and all guests sailing on cruises 6 days in length and longer will still need to provide proof of a negative test. So they're still tying this all to the vaccinated status, at least at this point in time.
It's mad. It is. But the thing is, I think we need to get now to a uniformed approach as well. All the cruise lines need to have one blanket approach in the coming week to go, because it's so confusing for travellers out there. Because like, well, I can do this with this cruise line, I can do that with that cruise line, or I can't do this, I can do that. You know, and it's really hard. And as an agent, it's really hard to keep up with everything. But it's really hard for consumers to keep up to date.
I would be all in favor of a uniform policy, but I don't see that happening. I don't see how it's possible to happen. I mean, how the hell are you going to get Jason Liberty and what's his name from Norwegian?
Frank Dio.
Frank Del Rio. On the same page on anything.
First of all, you know, American law is that they can't really talk to each other because of non-compete, or what do they call it? No, but I mean, when they set prices and stuff, that's really a no-no. So all these bosses.
This is something different. This is a health protocol for the whole industry, isn't it? And
but then the government, to me, the government should be the pivot on that.
Well, they all worked together on getting the policies in the beginning, didn't they? It was Royal Caribbean and NCL, so they should all be still in that sort of bubble, if you like. It's like, we're all going to go and do X, Y, Z. You know, not, well, we're going to do this, but if you do this and that, and it's too confusing. It really is too confusing for people, you know. And it's like, we know things are going to change, but you can do this if you're going on this number of days, but if you're going on that number of days, you can't. And if you're vaccinated, unvaccinated, it's like, woof, too much. And I think that's what people have got had enough of now. And I think a lot of people are now going, and I think it should be, you do a test, it's your own test, the onus is on you to do it, and make sure and do it. And I think that might work a lot better. You know, and then, but as I say, MSC still require a proof of your vaccinations and your full test. Antigen test is the minimum they'll accept, and I'm waiting for that to change, because they're the only ones I think now that are being as strict in the ocean. Because we've had a Royal come out, Celebrity haven't come out and said anything yet, but they're sort of with Royal, so that'll come out next, you know, in the next few hours.
The thing today included all three for Royal, Celebrity, and Silversea.
Right. So there you go. So that's them. You've got Cunard, P&O, Princess have all come out, NCL. They've all done it, and you know, everyone's come out with their own policies, basically pretty much the same across the board. We're not going to require you to do tests now.
I'm expecting next to hear something from Carnival's umbrella. Although they keep saying, no, we're not ready to do that yet. But I have a feeling.
P&O and the Cunard are under the Carnival umbrella, and they've gone over with it.
Yeah, that's over there.
But, you know, they've done a bit. I think they've been the guinea pigs, shall we say, because we had Iona go out for a few sailings with no testing. Yeah. That was the first big one.
Yeah.
Touch wood, we haven't heard a lot of issues, so hopefully they're all going to go, do you know what? And they're not stupid. They're all going to follow suit, because otherwise they're going to miss the boat on potential late summer bookings in early autumn.
I would think that Norwegian and Carnival's, all of them under Carnival's umbrella, we'll hear from both of those in the next few days, even if it's on short cruises, doing exactly the same thing. So that's my prediction.
Hey, we all said it would get better, didn't we? And it is getting better. And now a lot of people don't want it to get better because they're worried about it, and rightly so, you know. But you know, that's the problem we're at now. It's that tipping point, isn't it? It's like we're going over to normality, but people don't want to go to normality. I think it's going to be a rocky road this winter, I think.
Well, that's could be. So, Anyway, I'm ready to go get on a boat. Let's get this. What is it now? 3 weeks?
You're 3
3
weeks,
weeks
I'm
over
5
with. Let
weeks.
me get the hell out of Dodge.
So who are you going with this time?
I'm going with Hot Air Tom and Cindy.
All right.
Which ship?
I'm gonna meet them on the Norwegian Sky in Miami, and we're gonna do a 7-nighter.
Nice.
So I got the pre-cruise test for that one, at least the way it is right now.
Hey, what if you show up and haven't taken the test? Will they do it for you on the spot?
No, they'll kick you the hell off.
Those bastards.
Yes.
Serious.
Yeah, but
you must have this, and you must have the little thing that says he passed.
So you still got to provide your certificate and everything over there at the minute on certain ones. Mad. See what I mean? Madness. Oh yeah, but you're doing 7 nights, aren't you? So has NCL dropped anything over there, over in the US yet? Not in
the US, no.
So what's going to happen then? I'm in November. I'm on 11 days from Rome to Lisbon, and then a back-to-back same ship from Lisbon to New York. How do I do a day early? Do I have to have a day early testing when I'm already on the ship?
No, that's handled on the ship.
They take care of that for me.
Yeah, they either it's waived or it depends on the cruise line. It's either waived or you go down and get tested on board.
I shouldn't worry about that at all.
They used to march us off the ship to go through customs, which was a joke. But yeah, that may happen and it may not happen. I've had it been both ways.
Jeez. I don't know. Well, hey, it's not long due.
I told you Ace was going to come back and visit us. Ace says, Daddy, I need some loving. I need some loving from my daddy.
So, John, when do you arrive in Europe then?
It's like the 24th of, well, it depends. If I fly right to Rome, I think the cruise is the 24th, but I'm thinking I'll go to Germany for 10 days or so before.
Right.
So that, that's, I don't know yet. I have no idea what to do. Now we're opening a store now, an actual brick and mortar storefront store.
Hot store.
A store.
We're going to sell joints.
No, we're not.
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears, exactly. Gummies.
Edible pot.
Jeez.
And so
brownies that'll get you goofy.
No, don't.
Well, anyway, I mean, out of all this, obviously Emily's not been too well, so Emily, get well soon. So we hope you don't get any more symptoms and things. And so I've just been watching the conversation there, and you know what? I just hope people get a cold. I just hope it's cold for everyone this winter, because if it is, then I think that'll be the end. It'll just be a flu then. That's what they'll class it as. I think that's what governments are waiting for, is this winter, I think, to see how bad this winter goes.
And Nikki, you are right in saying that people need to check the cruise line's policies, not what other people are saying on Facebook.
Yes,
you
please do.
100% correct on that one.
Right. But if you hear it on Instagram, then it's true. So and TikTok, you can take TikTok to the bank. So.
Take TikTok to the bank.
TikTok is definitely it. If it's on TikTok, it's got to be right.
Is TikTok the Chinese one? Was not created in China?
Oh,
I mean, I'm serious.
No. It was bought by Chinese.
Bought by Chinese?
It got taken over and bought. It was not created over there. The way, my recollection.
Isn't it Facebook and Instagram? Facebook owns Instagram now.
That's one thing
Meta,
now. Yes.
Meta, whatever it's called these days. I give up. So they all own everybody owns everything, don't they? What was I going to say? Anyway, so talking of the next thing coming up, I had to have my monkeypox vaccination this week.
You have gotten it?
No, I haven't got it. I had monkeypox vaccination. They're giving them out over here now.
Oh, but they are giving them out. John and I were talking about that a few minutes ago because we haven't heard anything about monkeypox vaccinations over here yet, but we're up to 3,500. John, was that the number? 3,500 in
out of 20,000 nations,
46
worldwide.
states.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
So it's spreading all over the U.S. now.
madness, isn't it? It's just one thing after another. I mean, we had the pandemic. Then what did we have? The war. Now we haven't got enough staff to bloody get people on flights and cruises. And now they're throwing monkeypox at us. What's next? You know.
Speaking of being short-staffed, did you hear what AIDA is doing?
No.
They put together a presentation on Instagram, and they're recruiting all their new folks on Instagram.
Wow.
Do you know what?
And,
if it works,
you know, it's really pretty cool.
do you know what?
Hats
Though?
off to AIDA for being that astute in the world social media marketplace.
It
But
is
yeah.
how the world's changed. You know, years ago, you used to find out about a job off a friend of a friend whose mum's got a job in a store somewhere, you know, and it was like births, deaths, and marriages before you got in anywhere. Nowadays, it's just like you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, LinkedIn, you know, Facebook, you know, all of the sites, Tinder, Grindr.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so many different sites out there, and how the youngsters communicate. That sounds really old, doesn't it? I'm 40
Snapchat.
this year.
That's the one that I keep getting messages. You need to get on Snapchat. I don't even know what Snapchat is.
You don't need to get on Snapchat, I promise you.
Okay.
Have you been on Snapchat, John?
I'm on Snapchat, but I don't use it at all. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, you got WhatsApp, haven't you? And now WhatsApp for business.
Yeah.
And
Well, WhatsApp is really good, though. That's, you know, I think Facebook bought it now, but, you know, it has been that's the one that's absolutely encrypted from end to end. So you're really, really safe talking to each other on WhatsApp.
Yes, Nikki, you are correct. AIDA will teach you German too.
Oh,
They start you off, and then you can work on it online once you're on the ships and can't speak any other language. You can work on German until you can speak it. But yeah, AIDA starts you off with
the hubby's learning German on Duolingo. I think he's up to something like 200 odd days or something he's been doing it for, so he's learning it on there. I tried Greek before we went on our Greek cruise, and after about 5 days, about 6 days, I was like, I can't handle this, not with Greek.
Oh yeah, well,
so
I mean, that
hard.
speaking Greek's like speaking Korean. You just don't do that.
It's all different letters and God knows what else, and it's like that means letters. You're like, really?
Emily says, I don't need Snapchat. Absolutely. And by the way, she says there's 1,000 cases of monkeypox in New York City alone.
Wow.
But it's the number as of this morning is for the entire United States is 2,600 and something in
So look at
46
that. So,
states.
you know, more than a third of them are all in New York, and probably it's in a very small community in New York because it is easily spread by certain sexual activities that seem to, you know, dwell in a certain group right now faster than it is out in the general population. But it's escaped out into the general population, so
I think it's hard the way they've done it and said the group that it is, because I think as that group, member of that group, we've all as something happens and we're straight in to get tested because of what happened with the AIDS pandemic years ago. So we're the ones that jumped to that.
So it's identified quicker and tracked and everything because people are more apt to be truthful and honest about where they got it, who they got it from.
Yeah.
You bet. Absolutely.
But to be honest, you know, we don't know because there's not that many cases. Is it just that way it spreads? We just don't know, do we? Don't know enough about it yet.
Yeah, well, that's even with this 2,600 cases in the United States. Yeah, that's not enough to draw any kind of conclusions yet.
No, definitely not.
So,
definitely not. Well, ours are mostly concentrated in London and there's a few in Manchester. So, I just got I got a message, and well, as soon as it was free, I thought, well, why not? You know, I paid into my national insurance. If they're offering it for free, I'll take it. Well, I'll tell you what, my arm is killing me. There's a massive lump where they did it. Look, it's like horrible. It really hurts.
I do have a little knot there.
And wait a minute, what's that? Is that the monkeypox or the other vaccine?
The monkeypox vaccine, that one.
That one, really?
So she said it won't be like the what's it called, COVID vaccine. It won't hurt at all, and it didn't hurt. And now I've got this massive lump, and I'm like, "Oh, that hurts." But anyway, let's go back to the fun things, right? Lizzie Lou, my kids on Snapchat, they say Facebook and Instagram is for old people. I bet we must be old then.
Well,
yeah, but
I'm
old to them is 22. You know,
I'm old, Lizzie. I don't put you as old.
The same TikTok is the next, advertising platform. Now, it's like, really? I haven't even mastered Instagram, and you want me to master TikTok as well?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've tried a little on TikTok. I don't do well with that. And of course, I do a little bit with YouTube Shorts. I did a breaking news thing this morning to advertise today's show on YouTube Shorts. Now it's less than 60 seconds. It's vertical, and supposedly you're supposed to get all these bunch of views, but I don't necessarily get a bunch of views, but I still get some, which brings me some traffic.
I don't get where you get the time to do all of this. I mean, I'm a travel agent. I'm trying to sell holidays and cruises, and then I've got to try and make a TikTok video, I've got to make an Instagram reel, Facebook reel.
By the time you get out of bed, I've already put in 8 or 9 hours. That's how.
Now you know I'm up early normally, and I'm at it for 12 hours. That sounds really bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm working, 8, 9 till 8, 9 at night, 6, 7 days a week. I can't wait. I was saying the other week that travel agents are burnt out, working 9 to 5, I wish.
John still thinks we use typewriters. I'm sorry, John, we have passed you on that one. I haven't used a typewriter since Georgia was a prison colony.
Georgia, United States, or Georgia, the country near Russia?
Georgia, United States.
Okay.
Yeah, that started off being a prison colony.
Yeah, well,
back more than 6 weeks ago.
Just like Papillon, remember the movie Papillon?
That was down under.
Right. No, it wasn't Australia. It was in South America, wasn't it? Didn't they send them over to French Guiana? Where was it?
Oh,
okay, listeners, where did Papillon?
I was thinking it was New Zealand.
No. Australia is criminals, but that's not the movie Papillon. Here,
that's where we sent them all on £10 tickets.
Okay, I'll make a stupid statement, and we get John off on a tangent.
Oh, he'll go off now.
It's so entertaining to get John going on these weird things.
Anyway, so Chillie, Lizzie Lou's asked, what's Martin and John's theory on Brilliance of the Seas?
French Guiana.
Med sailor disappearing.
French Guiana, that's in South America.
South America, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
That's where the Papillon movie, that's where those prisoners were sent to.
French Guiana is now Suriname. There's Dutch Guiana, Suriname, and what's the other one? The 3 Guianas, 2 of them have changed names.
Okay, but this is Guyane. Now it's Guiane is its name now. In French Guiana, South America.
Guyana. I call it Guyana.
Well, that's fine.
Guyana.
And he was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment on Devil's Island.
Okay. All right.
Can't imagine. If you were given right now, okay, you're in jail for, pick a number, 5 years. Man, I'm telling you, my mind would just be twisted. I mean, I can't imagine being incarcerated for for some years. The guy that, killed George Floyd, he's got the policeman that, was on the neck of the guy down in Minneapolis. He's in for, no matter what, he's in for 20 years. He can't get any kind of parole or anything for 20 years. He's in his 40s. So he'll be as old as us when he gets out.
Yeah.
And, it's like, wow. I mean, all of a sudden the man has control of your life. I mean, of course, some people tell me that that's what a cruise ship is like. And I'm going, no. There's stuff to do every day. Maybe I'm actually in prison.
Well, maybe if you took a long enough cruise, you'd feel that way, but I wouldn't.
I never do.
Prisons like that.
All right.
Prisons like
So
that, I'll
back
stay
to
in there.
Lizzie's question. What do you guys think about Brilliance of the Seas disappearing, basically, in 2023? It was supposed to leave Tampa in April of 2023, the cruise that I was looking at taking over to go to Europe. And then it was going to have a week, 7 days out at Civitavecchia, and then to Athens, and that was going to be the group cruise for cruises for solos, which was Pete and me and Allison and 69 other people. And now, Brilliance of the Seas, from April through, I want to say maybe October. Anyway, that season has been erased. Royal Caribbean doesn't have it. Vacations to Go don't have it. There's a big donut in the schedule now, and nobody will answer any of us is, do we have the cruise or not have the cruise?
Really?
Including the agent that handles it was not Martin, by the way. The agent that's handling it over there can't get any response back from Royal Caribbean.
Wow. Maybe they haven't made an announcement yet. It's going to be one of two things: either the ship's going in for a major refurbishment, or it's being redeployed, or it could be coming to getting rid of it.
But it's a relatively new ship, isn't it? I'm looking right at it. It looks like the new sleek design.
Brilliance is she must have been 2000s.
2003.
Yeah. I just got it here. Total passengers 2501. It was built in 2001, refurbed in
2001. And
it's only 90,000 gross tons. So that's
it's got to be small enough to sail out of Tampa because it's got to go under that bridge.
Baby, I promise. I only want a Tampa with you.
I think they probably haven't announced what they're doing with it yet. It's either going to be a redeployment, they're going to change the ship over, maybe, or is it because the capacity in Europe is not sold as they want to, and maybe they're pulling some of the capacity out?
Well,
it has 3 pools, 3 whirlpools, a poolside movie night, rock climbing wall, table tennis, billiards, miniature golf, sports courts, teen optics club, and video arcade, adventure, ocean activities, royal babies and tots nursery. I mean, it's got all the newest stuff.
Look now, see if we can see anything Brilliant of the Seas.
But already on here, they're saying it now on their site, it departs from Barcelona, Civitavecchia, Athens. That's
what year?
This is a general statement, not a.
We'll see. It's still showing cruises over there this year.
They got 4, but here, listen to this. They got 4 nights out of Tampa on it right now, on December 1st, December 29th, February 9th, February 23rd. 4 nights, $196.
Yeah, that's out of Tampa. It doesn't get erased until the transatlantic. Okay. And from the transatlantic on in 23 for the European season, it's gone.
I say they must be due to make an announcement on it soon, but I've not seen anything come in.
Well, let's call them up. Don't you have the captain's number? I thought you had all these captains in your back pocket here. Captain Steve and Dave and Bob and
1 minute. Hang on.
Jill. Yeah.
He's looking in his pocket.
No, but there's a captain with a dog. You have her number, right? I mean, so
Yeah, that's
she must
celebrity
know.
though. She won't know.
Captain.
Hello,
The
right,
captain
what
with
hell's
the
happening
dog?
Brilliance.
Isn't there a captain,
The captain
a female
with the
captain
dog?
that has a
She's
pooch?
got a cat.
It's
She's
a
got a pussy.
cat.
A cat.
Yeah, she's
Well,
got
it
a
has
pussy.
4 legs and it jumps on people. So
Yeah, it's madness.
You're talking about Captain Kate. She's celebrity, not Royal Caribbean.
yeah, but you don't think the captains they don't have their private CB radio channel where they're going, hey, do you know what's going on over here?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't have a captain
Yeah.
in my back pocket I can call.
Not a lot. No news out there. It's
3
so
weeks
unusual
now,
for
we've
them
been
to
able to get no information.
Oh.
Lizzie
Mad.
pointed out.
Unless they don't know what they're doing with it. Unless they haven't got a clue what they're doing with it. They stop taking any more sales on it to call, so there's not as many
Maybe they're
customers and noise.
Maybe they're out of gas.
Hot Air Tom says I should be doing NCL. Hot Air Tom, I can't afford to cruise NCL more than I'm doing it. This was a group cruise that was way cheaper than anything NCL was offering at the time.
Practically MSC. It was so cheap it was practically MSC.
Well, it was a decent price.
Yeah.
So
Because Chillie's dollars are worth more. Each dollar is worth more to him.
So are people book
no,
flights
I'm
and
not
everything
saying
now?
that, but you know.
What are people up to with the flights and things?
Oh, don't
Well, yeah,
even.
that's I can't book a flight now.
Did you hear what
No, I
Schiphol, Did you hear what Amsterdam Schiphol came out with now? The new thing today? This should be the
What?
lead story, probably. Any flights that are within 3 hours of train or bus are not going to be able to go through Schiphol Airport anymore. They're wiping out about 1,000 flights a day.
Why?
Because they don't have enough baggage handlers. It's all down to the manual labor of moving the bags. That's the
Get
cause.
out.
But they are saying no, it's out today. And they're saying that if it's a bus or a train ride and you can do that in less than 3 hours, they're not taking. So in other words, like Birmingham, or because the thing is a lot of United UK airports were flying down to Amsterdam and then from Amsterdam to the world, rather than going through Heathrow to the world, because Heathrow is so clogged up. And that's what they're trying to stop. If you can get to Amsterdam within 3 hours by bus or train, they're not going to start taking any flights from any airports in that circle. And that really wipes out, well, they said 1,000 flights a day are going to just be offed.
Disappear.
And it's only because they can't get the bags through the system. They don't have enough employees. And is that not the weirdest thing? I mean, because they must be paying, I don't know what, but I'm sure they're paying the equivalent of $20 an hour or so or more for a baggage handler.
Yeah.
And with full benefits, and yet they're no people. What do you mean?
They can't get them trained enough. Nobody knew that it was happening, but everybody knew that it was happening. That it was going to come back with a bang because everybody loves to travel. People need to travel for work. People need to travel to see family, holidays, cruises. We knew it was going to happen. It's a perfect storm. Lay everybody off, because you can't afford the furlough because they didn't get the government support. And then when you try and bring people back, the fact said, actually, I'm not going to risk being in that industry because if it happens again, the insecurity is too much for my family.
And they're putting so much pressure on the people that are there yet working.
Yeah.
To get it done, and they take all the blame and blah, 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 and people are screaming. Lizzie Lou here just said 19. So 19, that was before the COVID thing hit. We went via Schiphol from South Africa, and then where's Lizzie Lou? So where would she have gone from?
She's in England.
Okay, so that's exactly my example. Never got our bags till a week later due to the strike. I hope that was on the coming home, not the going to South Africa.
Yeah,
so that was from South Africa and never got our bags back. So she was coming from South Africa via Schiphol.
So she got to go home and change her undergotchis and wait for the dirty ones to come for a week.
Man.
Is that pretty close, Liz?
Jeez,
I love Lizzie to death. So she'll take that with how it was meant. I'm being
on the way home. Yeah, she was going.
Fine.
Yeah, Do you know what? It's horrible at the
thankfully.
moment.
See? See? That's what she said.
Good, Lizzie.
really
It was coming home. That's great. Thank you.
Love
I've only ever not had my bag once, and that was coming home from Denver, I think it was. So PA decided not to put my bag on. So, but it wasn't too bad. And it arrived about 4 days later by courier.
I have never gone through the Denver airport and kept all my bags with me. Every time I've gone through Denver in my life, old airport and new, a bag has not followed me.
Mad.
I hate to tell you this. All my years of traveling, I'm older than both of you guys. All my years of traveling, I have never, ever lost a bag. I've never had one not show up. I've never had one late. Never. And I have no idea how many planes I've been on. I mean, I know I've been on 66 cruises. Planes. Oh, it's got to be well in the hundreds. And I've never lost a bag, ever.
What I've seen people now with these air tags and posting pictures on my bag. I'm in London and my bag's in like Florence or somewhere. You know, it's like.
Did you hear about the guy? Did you hear about the guy like in Baltimore? And the airline told him his bag was in England and he should go get it. They said, we've located your bag. It's like at Heathrow at station 26 or something like that. And it's there available for you to pick up. It's like, I'm back home in America.
Jeez. Sonny's just said you've jinxed yourself, Chillie. You're going to lose your bag on your next cruise.
Yeah, Sonny, I probably will. You'll probably lose everything. But what the hell?
But you see, that's where you're clever, because you always pack a little couple of things in your hand luggage in case of anything going missing.
I've got 3 solid days, if not 4, in my hand luggage.
Just in case.
Man, my hand luggage has got my computer crap and all the plug-in stuff.
Oh, that's separate. That's separate.
And that's it.
You can take a computer bag. That's not my carry-on. I've got an extra pair of blue jeans. I've got a dress pant. I've got 4 or 5 socks. I've got 4 or 5 underwear. I've got 3 T-shirts. I've got all my toiletries except the big stuff, but enough that I can live out of my bag for 4 days, I think.
Wow.
Well,
you can do 4 days. 4 days you can do a week, because you just wash it as you go, don't you?
Well, that's if you do 4 days, it's enough to send stuff out or buy others. But matter of fact, I'm thinking this next trip I might try and do, because I have my walker and the walker has a bag in it, so I could stuff a lot of stuff in the bag on the walker. And then the other trick is to take a pillowcase and then fold your clothes so they fit like a pillow, because they always let you take a pillow on. No matter if you've got your carry-on, your CPAP machine, and your computer thing, they always let you take a pillow. So
it's true. You've been watching TikTok, haven't you? You've been watching TikTok, that lady that packs everything into the pillow.
I'm thinking between a pillow, my carry-on, my computer bag, which is way bigger than my computer, and whatever, I think that I can go without a check bag. Who's singing now?
That's my phone. I'm using the phone and somebody just tried calling me, and I'm not going to answer it.
12 minutes. Call back in 12 minutes.
Yeah,
whoever it was, yeah. So yeah, no, I've seen that as well. It's like how much you can pack, and people are going on about these cubes as well, packing cubes, and using them. I think Lizzie Luder uses them, and I'm just like, that means everything's going to be creased more than it should be, and I'm like, no.
I roll everything.
I wish I could get my clothes down to creased. More, they're rumpled. I'd like to move from rumpled to creased. So
jeez.
I roll everything.
No bags, but
it goes in my suitcase, in my computer bag. I carry my dop kit with my toothbrush and all that crap in it, and my meds.
Of course, I always get a new one of those when I fly. Every time I fly, they have a bag for me. So,
well, I'm just thinking, John, if you've got that bit in your stroller and you've got your pillow, well, you really need a bag.
Well, that's what I believe, that between, a pillow, my walker, my big carry-on. I have the biggest legal size carry-on and a computer bag, which has a lot of, I mean, my computer is not as big as my computer bag. You know, between all, if I wear a couple of sweaters and a jacket, actually just wear them, I think I'm covered.
See, I can't carry that much crap, guys.
Well, you're not carrying it. Oh, you've got it in you. You've got it round your neck. You've got it in the stroller, and then you just got the carry-on.
Yeah, I have a walker. I never carry anything. Everything is my biggest suitcase sits on the walker seat, and then my carry-on sits on top of that, and then the laptop is on top of that. But the cable is wrapped around so nobody can like run off with it. It's connected to the.
See, that's one too many bags for me.
Well, okay.
I've got my computer bag and my suitcase, and the walker, and that's it.
Okay. Well,
I end up with a bag that's heavy and got too much clothes in it, and end up bringing more back that I haven't worn than I did wear. You know, but I like choice. I like to be able to open my wardrobe and go, I'll have that one.
He actually brings people into his
clothes slut. That's
he
what
brings
you are.
people into his cabin and says, "Look at the clothes that I bring. What do you think? Oh, at Thursday, I think I'm going to choose from these 3 garments on Thursday. That'll be my Thursday pick, and then Friday, and then
in my suite."
Yeah, no.
With my butler,
Man,
you know.
I'm lucky if I have 1 pair of pants and 1 shirt per day. I'm lucky if I've done
7 pairs of trousers and 7 shirts.
No, that's I go on warm cruises. That's 7 pair of shorts.
Well, that's true.
6 pair of shorts, 1 pair of trousers,
and a partridge in a pear
t-shirts.
tree.
Yeah, but when you go on a cruise, you've got your day wear. Then you got your evening wear.
No.
And then in
My
between,
day wear and my evening wear is the same.
you got your transition period that look.
Except
You got to have
for
that
my
transition.
sport coat that I'll put on the fancy night.
When the sun is setting, you got to have a certain look. It's got to reflect the temperature of the sunlight coming from a lowered angle in the sky.
And the ambience of the place that you're in, and
Yeah, no.
And not to count reflecting the season, because you might be in a shoulder season. You might be not quite spring and not quite summer. So you kind of got to have.
Not me.
This is going to be us on the Fjords cruise because it's the 3rd of September. So it's coming out of summer and starting to go towards autumn. What you take, you always take layers for the fjords. But
if I'm going to the fjords, I'd have a damn winter coat, which is going to be balled up in my damn walker pouch that John's talking about. He did teach me that. So I didn't have to carry my winter coat to Alaska. The walker took it.
In the walker.
That's a good idea, that. So,
the amount of clothes are the same.
I should invent a walker that literally from the seat down to the 3 wheels or 4 wheels is a complete container. I mean, as big as a regular suitcase. We should invent a walker that has that, you guys. Do you know how valuable that would be? Oh man, we're onto something. Okay, that it was my copyright right now.
Yeah, let's copyright it.
It's going to be, it's going to be 28 inches this way and 15 inches this way and all the way 2 feet down to the floor. That's like as big as a duffel bag.
Lizzie lives a light packer. She reuses a lot. So do I.
Well, Lizzie, I always bring a light on my trip. I usually
now,
one of those flashlights.
I did the same amount of clothes when I was
every night.
When I was gone for 3 weeks.
Tom.
3 weeks. I took the same amount of clothes that I take for a week.
Well, yeah, because you recycled them for twice.
Yeah, I sent them out to the laundry.
Yeah.
I don't wear them dirty.
You could turn them inside out, though.
But then I don't change clothes 14 times a damn day.
You go to though. I mean, you get up, you go for a coffee, and you're like,
coffee wearing clothes are way different than wine drinking.
Okay, if I want to be fancy, I'll put a sport coat over this, and my nightwear's taken care of.
No, listen, right. I've got the best hack ever. We've learned, right, on a cruise, right, of an evening, you get changed, don't you? And you put clean
Yeah.
socks and underwear on, yeah. Now, you wear them for 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. When you're at home, how long do you wear your underwear and socks for?
Sometimes
It's 8,
20
10,
minutes.
12 hours. So
Yeah.
we wear last night's socks and underwear the following day.
Don't wear them at all.
I'm not going down that route.
And Chillie, that's what I was trying to tell you, Chillie. Another level up would be to take the T-shirt off and just wear the sport coat.
Well, yeah,
That'd be a look.
I probably would do that too. The you also got to keep in mind, Martin, you're too goddamn skinny now. Excuse my French. Putting socks on is a challenge for me.
Gee, well, don't wear them. Don't wear them. Just go with the
usually
like
don't.
yacht shoes. Yeah, nice pair of yacht shoes.
If it's drastically cold, I'll go through the hassle. If not, man, it's my tennis shoes on my feet.
Yacht shoes.
Why not?
I have to have my yacht shoes on.
Or my clogs. I got
What
clogs.
if it's a sloop and not a catch?
You haven't got Crocs, have
Same
you? Please
thing.
tell me you've not got Crocs. You don't wear Crocs.
I have no Crocs.
Why not?
I've never
Please
found
tell
any
me you
that
don't
fit
wear
me.
Crocs, because if you do that, is it we're through.
That's it. Yeah,
Crocs
I agree.
are awful.
I agree. Tom wants to know how many pairs of shoes you bring on the cruise, Martin.
How many pairs of shoes? On the last one, the 10 night, I had my brown ones. I had a pair of 2 pairs of trainers, my yacht shoes, my gym shoes. Yeah, that was
No.
it. 5. Yeah.
I have the shoes on my feet.
Hey, Mr. Bucket List.
I have 1 pair of shoes other than that. And 1 pair of flip-flops for going to the pool, the gym, the sauna, the hot tub, any of those things that I'd wear flip-flops to.
Oh, forgot.
And I'm either going to wear my 1 pair of shoes on my feet, which is a good pair of tennies, or a pair of shoes that I'm not supposed to tell you that I have.
No, you see, Tom says sneakers and sandals are enough. No, because of an evening, if you've got a nice pair of chinos or jeans, then you need a nice pair of shoes. Or you could wear trainers, so there's 2 looks. In the daytime, you've got your trainers, but I like to wear my yacht shoes sometimes. Plus, I forgot my flip-flops as well. Because I'm going down by the pool, I wear my flip-flops generally. So, yeah, you need a choice. I mean, if you've got a dark pair of chinos and a light pair of chinos, you can't wear the same shoes.
Oh, yeah, I can.
I'll tell you what, I'll take a picture of my case on this 7-night cruise and you'll see what I
am
mean.
not trying to impress anybody. If somebody
And you do
wants,
it really.
if I meet somebody on a cruise and they want to take me like I am,
They
fine.
love you for
If
who you
they
are.
don't, who cares?
Well, Mr. Bucket List, I'm with Mr. Bucket List. He has a rolling bag just for his shoes.
2 minutes, 2-minute warning, 2 minutes.
2-minute warning. Yeah, we've done,
2 minutes and we
killed
filled
another
it again.
hour talking about Martin's underwear. We'll take this up next week, folks, on the Cruise Amigos Live. We're going to talk some more about Martin's undergachis.
So don't change anything till then, Martin.
Oh, I won't change anything. Wait till next week. Keep them on.
And Mr. Bucket List, we need to hear more about your rolling bag of shoes.
A rolling bag of shoes.
You were
He's
my
like being
friend until that one.
Choice. You've got to look good. You've got to wear what you want to wear, be who you want to be. And you know what? If it means 5 pairs of shoes, let's be honest, women take God knows how many pairs of heels on a cruise. That's another story. Let's ask that women, how many pairs of heels do you take on a cruise?
All right, next week, homework for next week, folks. Everybody figure out how many pair of shoes you take on your boat, and we're going to ask for that one. First
Yeah,
thing.
there we go.
First
There
thing.
we go.
All right, guys. We've killed it. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We had fun here. See you next week on the Cruise Amigos Live. Have a great week.